Hey guys, it's Brooklyn May with Morgan. We're hosting Social Effects every Sunday at 6 p.m. I'm very new to this. A little bit about myself, I'm a model here in town. I also work at one of the pubs here. I've lived here for about a year, and I came here from Vulcan, so yeah, not a very fun place. Anyways, this is my friend Morgan. She is going to be my co-host. Morgan?
Hi. My name is Morgan Bain. I have lived here for 12 years now. I work at the Kohler's Pub and Liquor Store, and I am very new to this as well, so we're going to see how this goes.
So tonight's topics, we're going to talk about the do's and don'ts of dating in Lethbridge, the do's and don'ts of clubbing in Lethbridge, and Tinder, because some of you guys are awful at it. So me and Morgan love to go to Club Lime.
Yeah.
We love the bar. Studio, Club Lime, Boss Hogs, you pretty much catch us there every weekend.
Pretty much.
Now, some things about Boss Hogs, Club Lime, and Studio, and being there every weekend.
Yeah.
You kind of get to know what to do and what not to do.
Yeah.
What would you say the biggest thing not to do when going to Studio would be?
Not go with a group. I think groups are a very good idea. Always travel in groups. Make sure that you have a group of guys that are with you that are your close friends. Make sure you have a group of girls with you. What would you say?
Okay, when it comes to Studio, for sure, don't wear heels, especially open-toed heels. The floor there is absolutely disgusting.
Yes.
Like, it's awful. It's seriously awful. I love that place, but my shoes afterwards are destroyed every time. 100%.
I went there with a new pair of shoes. I just bought the shoes, $60 shoes. Went there, I was like, I'm going to wear these shoes to the club tonight. Hopefully no one steps on them, no drinks get spilled. At the end of the night, my red shoes were black, and my toes were swollen and horrible. I had to wash my feet.
Yeah. So, don't wear open-toed shoes. Don't wear new shoes.
Yeah.
Good shoes. White shoes.
We're black.
Yeah. Just black shoes, honestly.
Black shoes.
What are the biggest do's when going to Studio?
I'm not sure, really. What about you?
Always order your vodka crayons with water on Studio Thursdays.
Yes. That is
Honestly,
key.
I didn't know this, but if you order a vodka crayon, they'll charge you as a cocktail. Vodka water crayon? It's not a cocktail, it's $3.75. So you go to Studio with $20. You're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
Honestly.
You're gonna do well. You don't have to spend $7 for a twisted tea or whatever the price is for the twisted teas. I know it's $7 at most places.
That's what you drink. You love those.
I mean, if you don't see me with a twisted tea, something's wrong.
Basically. Honestly. Or she's already drunk.
True.
Okay. So, enough with Studio. Studio's fun. Thursdays, place to be. $3.75 drinks, you know. Fridays and Saturdays, though, it's all about Lime.
Yeah.
And kind of Boss Hogs, but we don't really go there. Club Lime, though, it's a really interesting place for me because we know so many people there, but at the same time, I know almost nobody that goes there anymore.
Yeah.
So, like, we'll get there and there'll be, there's like 12 of us? 15 of us?
Yeah, probably if everyone goes.
Yeah. On a good night, there's like 15 of us. But then you see this, like, group of 15 of us traveling together, and then we see, like, the other people who kind of hang out with us, but then all of a sudden you just see a sea of people that you don't think go here.
Yeah.
Like, that don't belong in Lethbridge, honestly. It's just, like, Studio is always the same scene. It's always the same people.
Yeah, always the same people.
Same drama.
Unless they're hosting a special event or something, then more people will come out,
Yeah.
and that's one of the nights it will be the most packed in studio.
Oh gosh, always.
And you can barely walk through it.
Yes.
But
But
Club Lime is totally different.
yeah, it's like it's where all like the university kids go and stuff. So we're not in the university. We don't hang out with these people. We don't know these people. And they're all just very weird people to me, honestly. I mean, you have the frat boys. Well, not frat boys, I guess, because we don't have a fraternity.
Yeah.
But
The boys
the
that...
fuck boys. The fuck boys. That's who they are. Honestly. They're the guys who show up in their joggers and their pastel shirts
Oh my god. Always pastel shirts. Why?
and their khakis. Please stop. We don't appreciate khakis anymore. Honestly, they're just not a look anymore. And those are the guys you always have to watch out for at Club Lime. Like, I see the same 4 guys that all dress the same. They all hang out together. And I swear, I never see them with the same girl. Ever. And I see them every weekend.
One minute you'll see them dancing with like a short blonde girl, the next they're with like a tall brunette. You're like, what happened to the blonde girl?
Okay, I literally have caught myself messed up dancing with these boys.
Oh my goodness.
And every single time, it's like, I'll be dancing with them, I'll walk away to go get a drink, and I'll come back, and they're with a new girl. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. They have the look to them, it's expected. But then the other thing with Club Lime is you get the cowboys from Boss Hogs that flood over.
Yeah.
And the cowboys have this thing for two-stepping during really bad songs in the middle of the Club Lime dance floor. Don't do that. Like, do not two-step in the Club Lime dance floor. I don't know why you do that.
Please do not come from Boss Hogs and request country music in Lime. That is what
No.
Boss Hog is for. Please do not do that.
Literally. Alright. So, with Club Lime and Boss Hogs, what is the best advice you can give these people when it comes to going? Like, people who have never been to Club Lime, never been out in Lethbridge, what is the best advice you can give them to going to these clubs?
I would say avoid anyone that looks super sketchy to you, like you don't catch a good vibe from them, or they're just standing there kind of observing you. I wouldn't trust them. Either they are selling drugs, or they just, like, they've got a history with something that's just off. I would stay far away from those people.
And as sad as it sounds, you come across them at almost every corner in the bars. There's a lot of people like that here.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of really fun people out at the bars, so I'm not saying be afraid of everyone.
Yeah, don't be afraid of everyone. Just
But, like, there's definitely people you have to be afraid of.
make sure you're safe.
Yes. Like, a big thing is we go out to the bars, and the minute any of us get there, we find each other.
Literally.
Like, the first thing I do when I walk into the bar is, Morgan, where are you?
Yeah,
I
grab
text
my
her-
phone, text.
And we're together. And we stay in that group for the entire night. But I've seen girls, like, I remember the one weekend, I had to help this girl puking beside the ATM in Club Lime. All of her friends had left her, and she's, like, curled over, like, the steps by the ATM, puking her brains out. And I felt awful for her. So I, like, went and grabbed her, brought her to the bathroom and stuff. But, like, the poor girl was blackout drunk, and her friends just left her there puking. Don't do that. Don't do that to your friends, ever. And especially not in Lethbridge.
Especially. You come as a group, you're supposed to leave with that group with the same amount of people. That is my expectation. If you leave earlier, let your group know you left. So then you're not walking around the club thinking, oh my god, what happened to so-and-so? Where'd they go? Like, I didn't get a text from them. I haven't seen them. Where'd they go? Please let your group know if you've left or if you're leaving with someone, and that you have a safe ride. And let them know once you're home.
Speaking of rides, when you're leaving Club Lime or Boss Hogs, getting a taxi is hell. Absolute hell. Every single time. And especially in the winter, and especially when it's busy. So, in my opinion, this is what our group always does. We have like a DD, which is a really smart thing, guys. I remember when I was with my ex, we used to take a taxi all the time. Everybody was just way too drunk every single time to drive. So we took a taxi. And it is like $20 there, just there. At least from the west side when I was dating him. Which is expensive. That's drinking money. So, I mean, if one person can spare one of the 3 to 4 nights, depending on whether or not you're allowed to go to AJ's, yeah, if you, like, person can spare one night a week to not drink, you don't have to spend that $20. And you can drink that $20 instead. And, like, I hate waiting for a taxi.
So do I.
I remember the one night I was at the bar and I lost my group, and this is before I met you guys. So me and my ex had just broken up and I was alone at the bar. I was on the staircase beside Boss Hogs crying my eyes out because me and him got into a fight at the bar. Yeah, got into this huge fight at the bar. He wasn't texting me or anything, and I literally watched him walk past me crying with another girl. And he knew I was waiting for a taxi and hails the taxi coming to get me and leaves with this chick in front of me.
He took your taxi.
Yes, knowing my phone was at 1%. And I had just moved to Lethbridge.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So, that brings us to our next topic, dating in Lethbridge. Because guess where that ex was from? Lethbridge. Yeah, dating in Lethbridge. I haven't had a very good time.
Yeah.
What about you, Morgan? Have you had a very good time dating in Lethbridge?
Not really.
No?
No.
No. So, me and Morgan experienced some really fun stuff this weekend with our exes. Well, the guy I was last seeing and her ex. Do not follow us around our work or the bar because you want to talk. We don't want to talk. So, the last guy I was seeing shows up at my work, not knowing I work there, and follows me around my work trying to get my attention to talk to him. And I wouldn't give him the time of day. So, what does he do? He shows up last night at my work and comes up to the bar. So I wasn't serving, I was on shop bar. Couldn't leave. He comes up, and what does he do? Hey, how are you? I was like, oh, Kate, whatever, gotta go. So then he comes up later on in the night, and I was like, oh, are you getting a shot? And he was like, no, I just came to talk to you. So what do? Oh, sorry, you can't be here unless you're buying a shot. Yeah, that was not my finest moment. But also, your finest moment shouldn't be your ex trying to follow you around your work.
I agree with that.
What about you, Morgan? Let's hear about yours.
Well, in my opinion, like, the clubs are a place where you're supposed to go to have fun and enjoy your time, have fun with your friends, and not have to worry about not seeing someone you don't want to see or hoping that that person isn't going out because you don't want to see that person. You're supposed to go and have fun and not expect to have someone follow you around all night and linger around you. Like, in my opinion, if you are that person that is following someone around at the club because you're getting something out of it, go and do your own thing. Like, you're just causing the person you're following to not have a good time, and they're trying to spend the whole night avoiding you in the club so that they could have a good time. Because as soon as they see you, it's like, well, crap, now I gotta move again because I can see this person and I don't want to be here anymore.
Literally. I can't tell you how many times I've gone to the bar and the first thing that happens is I see an ex or somebody I used to talk to, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to be here. And then, every time I turn around, it's like, oh, there he is. Oh, there he is with a girl. Oh, why are you still here following me? Like, honestly, it's not fun. And, like, even when they aren't intending to follow you and they just coincidentally appear beside your group every 20 minutes.
It's not a coincidence.
No, and it's not a fun time for anybody involved. You look like a creep. Like, class 1 stalker. And I just want to deck you at that point. Like, don't ruin my night out because we done.
Yeah, like, we just want to have a good time. That's what we're here
Yeah,
for.
seriously. And see, like, I have dealt with some shit from guys in Lethbridge since moving here, since, like, trying to be with guys here. And it is all the same thing every single time. Y'all can't commit. And then 2 weeks later, yeah, no, I'm sorry, I'm talking to somebody else. Like, oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Or my personal favorite is being ghosted for 2 weeks. And then him saying he had family issues. And I later find out that his family issues were he was sleeping with another girl.
I remember you telling me about this. Oh my gosh, I was so mad. I was so mad.
Right?
Like, why is that necessary? Why do people do that? Why do you ghost someone?
My favorite part about the entire story is when he decided to ghost me. He decides to ghost me 4 hours after visiting me in the hospital while I had a concussion because I had just hit a deer on the highway. He ghosts me for 2 weeks after visiting me in the hospital. And what is he doing for these 2 weeks? One of my best friend's sisters. Yeah.
Oh my god.
And that's not even, like, the worst one. Is like, that's probably one of the milder things that I've had to experience. I mean, my ex, like, when I first moved here, he cheated on me with, like, 30 girls. There's, like, apparently a written list. That's a fun time.
A written list.
A handwritten list. Not even, like, a note page in your phone. Like, a handwritten list.
Like, he took the time to go and
Yes.
buy paper.
His
and a
list is
pencil.
over 100 girls.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Like, homeboy's not even 22 and his list is over 100 girls. That is so bad. And, like, the thing about this guy is the reason I met him is because I was talking to his best friend. And his best friend introduces us. So then I start talking to him. I date him for a good, like, 6-7 months. He cheats on me. We break up. Yada, yada, yada. Fun times. So what do? The one thing you're not supposed to do. Like, the one thing that breaks bro code, girl code, whatever code. I went for the best friend.
Oh.
Again.
Round 2. Round 1 wasn't
So this
good
is like
enough.
a year and a half after me and him first started talking. And we start talking again. And then things are fine, whatever. What does he do? Ghosts me and then moves to Edmonton.
I don't get why people ghost. Like, if
Honestly.
you don't want to continue something, let that person know.
It's seriously just so much easier for everyone involved.
It saves a lot of time. You're not wasting someone's time. As long as you end things on a good term, everything will go fine.
Right?
Just don't ghost someone, because as soon as you do that, you're already starting past where you had to start before. You're starting at a lower level than before. So,
And see, like, the thing with ghosting, too, is it doesn't just, like, end things. It makes the person you ghost feel really bad about themselves. Like, you get stuck asking yourself what you did wrong, what issues you caused.
Yeah.
You blame yourself entirely, even if you aren't the problem. Like, seriously, ghosting is just wrong. I mean, I ghosted people before, but that's when they asked me to hang out 14 times in one weekend, and I said no every time. Don't do that either, guys.
Yeah.
Seriously. Like,
If-
some of y'all need to get checked.
If you're not getting an answer after you've messaged me 3 times, 4 times on one social media app, don't go to another social media app that you have me on and do the exact same thing. It's not gonna work. I'm obviously not answering you on one for a reason. Don't try another one because, oh, maybe she's not on this one.
So, my favorite thing about you saying that is, I had one of my ex's friends. He started messaging me. We were talking or whatever. Blocks me on Snapchat. It's fine. I'm like, whatever, okay. So then, I don't add him back when he tries to add me. What does he do? He goes to Instagram, messages me, and then he goes to Tinder and messages me.
Oh my god.
And then he goes to Visco. I didn't even know you could message on Visco. I've never had anybody do that. And this 21-year-old man-child messages me on Visco, asking me to add him back on Snapchat.
So he messaged you on 3 social media apps and messaged you on Visco, which just recently added like their messaging thing. It was in their last update. Just to get you to add him back on Snapchat?
Yeah. Like, seriously.
Why?
I don't know.
Like, if you ghosted, why are you gonna then turn around and be like, hey, talk to me?
Right?
I need your attention again. You weren't giving enough attention to me.
Alright, I need to hear some of your horror stories, because I know you have some.
Oh my goodness.
Like, me and this girl, I swear to you, should probably just stop dating in general.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's not a good time for us.
I've been through some stuff. Been through a lot of stuff. Hard stuff. But in my opinion, like, just if you're not ready for a commitment, don't make a commitment. Don't make promises that you can't keep. I always, at the beginning of anything, I'm like, don't promise me this, don't promise me that, don't make any promises, because you're probably not going to keep that promise. And they all say the exact same thing. Oh no, don't worry, like, I'm not one of those people to break my promise. I will keep my promise to you no matter what, no matter how things end. That's not true. I mean, it might be true in some situations. I'm not saying that everybody's situations are going to be exactly the same as mine. But in most of my situations, it has been the exact same thing. They say one thing and then turn around and do the opposite. And it just, don't make promises you can't keep.
Seriously. Like, I remember my one ex promised me, because I was going into university. He tells me he's gonna get me a MacBook to go to school. The rose gold MacBook with the rose gold headphones.
Oh,
your girl was
goodness.
dying.
I would be so hyped.
I was so hyped. Do you know what I got out of that relationship?
Not the MacBook and headphones.
Definitely not the MacBook and headphones. 100% not the MacBook and headphones.
God, why?
Christmas comes around. I got him Country Thunder tickets. And you know what I got? Cheated on. Yeah, so, like, 3 days after Christmas, I'm on his phone or whatever. Awful. I know. I shouldn't have been on his phone. But, guess what I find? I find pictures of this chick's boobs, but it was like a picture of a picture. So his picture was taken on like of somebody else's phone of this girl. And I was like, okay, this is super weird. So it turns out that these were the nudes he was getting, but his story was that one of his coworkers was cheating on his fiance, and he had to send them to him so that he could keep them. Your girl fell for it.
Oh my god, why would you question it more? Why would you be like, well, why does it have to be on your phone? Like, he doesn't have, like, a
I thought
brother
he was
or
being
something?
a good friend, Morgan.
Well, think twice. Don't just, oh, okay. That's a reasonable answer. I'm totally gonna believe that.
I mean, the one time I was supposed to be coming over, and I knew his one friend was at his place. But lo and behold, he was not at his house. I was coming there to pick him up, and he gets a hold of me. And literally, like, 6 hours the night before, he was telling me to come and get him, that we were hanging out, blah, 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 blah. He texts me, he's like, why are you coming here? I didn't tell you to come, like, this wasn't confirmed. I show up, and he is hungover, laying on his living room floor with puke in his hood.
Oh my goodness. Was this hoodie on backwards?
No.
But how?
Don't know. But apparently he was at his friend Andrew's. He doesn't even have a friend Andrew. He was with the guy for 6 months, and I didn't, like, clue into the fact that he had never mentioned an Andrew. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm probably, like, the most naive human being ever. I don't catch red flags at all, which is kind of why I end up in the situations I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awful.
I
Just
catch
awful.
a flag, and it is a red flag, but it looks yellow to me, so I'm like, oh, it's just a warning. Whatever.
680 warnings later.
Oh, wait.
Nope, that was definitely a red flag.
That last one was definitely a red flag.
Maybe not. Maybe it was like an orange flag. Maybe finding another girl's news on his phone was the orange flag. Yeah, so I very clearly have a bad time. Bad time with all of my exes.
Bad reputation. Well, I'm not like, or bad.
Experience?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I was looking for a different
It gives
word,
dating a
but-
bad reputation.
Yeah.
It gives you guys a bad reputation. So then, my biggest thing too is when I start seeing somebody new, and they know about the stuff I've dealt with. They've heard me talk about all of the bullshit I've been put through. And then you know what they do? Put me through it again.
Oh my god.
Yeah, every time. Every single time. Like, the last one, things were going really well. We were talking and stuff. Spent the night at his house. I haven't heard from homeboy. I hear from him, like, once a week. Or not once a week, once a day. And it's, like, one reply, and then just silence. And I'm like, oh, okay.
That's cool.
Like, thanks. Thank you.
Thank you for just sending me one thing, and then when I answer you, you're like, nah, I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah. Thank you for, like, that really one awesome night. I appreciated the 2 weeks of talking leading up to it. Thank you for ghosting me again.
Thank you for talking to me for, like, once, and then...
And see, like, I don't know what's worse. The, like, when they ghost you right away, like, it's like, something happens with you two, and then just instantly ghosted, like, blocked on Snapchat or whatever. Or when they slowly start to ghost you.
Yeah.
And you can just, like, feel them, like, slowly exiting your life, and you're like, oh, okay, well, this is it. And then, like, a week later, it's like, hey, how are you? And all of a sudden you go from one text a day to, like, a full conversation every single day until you get over to his house again.
Yeah.
And then it's back to the ghosting. Every time. Every time. And we fall for it.
Because it's like, oh, hey, maybe we're gonna actually, like, talk more and
Or
be good.
Or then you start seeing somebody new and you're like, maybe he's different.
Yeah, maybe he's different. Maybe this one's not going to do the same thing. He said he's not going to do the same thing. Maybe he won't do the same thing. Should I
Right.
believe it? Are there red flags? Are
Nah,
those
that's
orange
good.
flags?
No, my friend's telling me that he does this to every girl isn't a red flag. I'm still gonna do it because, guys, he's different. This might be different.
Guys, I promise you. The way he looked at me,
It was different.
it was different. I felt something different. It's going to be okay. 3 days later, oh my god!
My favorite is, like, I tell my mom about the guys I talk to and stuff, and then I'll call her, and she'll ask about one of them. And I'm like, oh, yeah, this happened. But this guy...
This other guy I've been talking to.
And she's like, Brooke, are you serious? I'm like, well, like, this happened with this dude, and then as this was happening with this dude, this one showed up. Yeah, it doesn't impress her much, and I know she's watching right now. And I can definitely, like, just hear the phone call I'm gonna get about this later, but it's fine. I love you.
Yeah. I'm not sure if my mom's watching, but hi, Mom. Hello.
Yeah, and for anybody who wants to watch, we're on live Sundays at 6 on jessfm.ca, on the app on Android or iPhone, at Facebook Live, anything, YouTube. That's the other one. Yeah. So you can catch us here, hearing about how awful our lives are sometimes.
Yep.
We're also going to be bringing on guests, musicians, photographers, other models, some of our other friends who
Yeah.
also have very interesting moments at the bar.
Oh my goodness.
Ugh.
Yeah, you'll hear some of our many stories.
Many stories. It's a good time. I think.
There's a long list.
Yeah.
Long list of good adventures and bad adventures and great adventures. Great times, fun times.
Oh, yeah. Always a fun time. So, finally, Tinder boys. There is so many issues with Tinder boys, and especially in Lethbridge. Lethbridge and Calgary, you guys need to up your game. Because it's bad. It's just so bad. I stopped using Tinder for a while, and, like, it was fine. I wasn't really, like, talking to anybody new or anything like that. And I just recently started looking at my Tinder again and kind of swiping through, you know, what potential suitors Lethbridge has to offer. Not very good ones, by the way.
I mean, some of the pictures look good.
Some of the pictures do until you add them on Snapchat and you get a half-face selfie for 2 weeks. And then you finally get the full-face selfie and
You're like, what?
it's not the same guy. I
This
swear.
isn't the same guy, I swear, like, the jawline is all different, and where'd the guy go from Tinder? Who are you?
My favorite is the one time I started messaging a guy off Tinder because all of his photos were group photos.
Yeah.
And there was 2 guys in every single group photo. 2 of the same guys kind of thing.
Yeah.
They were both in each photo he posted. One of them was really attractive. One of them was less attractive. And me, being the optimist I am, I was like, it's definitely gotta be the cute one. So I added him on Snapchat. Definitely wasn't the cute one, and then I had to block him on Snapchat.
Twins?
Pardon?
Twins?
Oh, no, not the twins. No, it was just...
I mean, like, was it another set of twins?
Oh,
like, was
no, it wasn't twins. It was just, like, friends
just
or whatever.
looked
But
like
each
we
of
were,
their...
like-
No, all of the friend pics, it was 2 guys from the same friend group. They were just both in each picture every single
Okay,
time.
okay,
So you
so-
didn't
yeah.
know which one it
Yeah.
actually was that had the Tinder.
Oh my goodness, I've had that happen before.
And yeah, so I added him on Snapchat, and this guy got so weird so fast, I had to block him, like, within
Like
a
in
week.
Oh man, I was gonna guess like in the span of 3 hours.
No, he lasted like a week.
Yeah, no. My worst one, I added a guy off of Tinder, thought it was a really cute guy, because exact same situation, group pictures. I was like, exact same thing, optimistic. Maybe it's the cute one. Added him, he's like, hey, what's your Snapchat? Gave up my Snapchat, he started Snapchatting me. And in the span of 3 hours, he didn't Snapchat me his face or anything like that. It was in the chat part of Snapchat, so like texting. And he was spelling things wrong and just using so many abbreviations. My brain hurt reading his messages, and I was like, can you please stop messaging me? Like, I don't want to talk. I don't feel like talking to you. You're not who I thought you were. And he was just like, well, why don't you want to talk to me? Like, I think you're really cute. I swear I'm not creepy. I promise I'll treat you well. And I'm like, please stop. And he didn't stop, so yeah, in the span of 3 hours, this guy got me to block him.
But he swears he's not creepy, right?
But he swears he's not creepy.
If you have to be blocked in 3 hours, newsflash, you're creepy.
You're creepy.
Like, very creepy, honestly. See, my thing is, I have my Instagram in my Tinder bio. It's brooklyn.may if you want to go follow it. Definitely think you should, by the way. I'm just going to plug that in there. But I have my Instagram in my Tinder bio. And my thing is like, follow my Instagram, don't message my Instagram.
Yeah.
But this guy, he pretty much just knew that I wasn't going to swipe right. Because what does he do? He goes to my Instagram, messages it, and he's like, hey, I saw you on Tinder. You're really pretty and good at modeling. And that was all the message said. And literally, that was it. And I was like, oh, okay, thanks. But, like, why would you message me on my Instagram? I mean, honestly,
Exactly.
like, it's just so weird to me.
If I didn't swipe right on you, there's a reason I didn't swipe right on you.
Every time.
And if I did swipe right on you, and you're constantly messaging me on Tinder, I'm gonna unswipe you. Do not then go to my Instagram or find my Snapchat or find me on any other social media and be like, hey, why'd you unmatch with me on Tinder? Like, I thought things were going well.
So when I was in grade 11, it was the first time I downloaded Tinder. So I was underage, first of all, which is awful, but whatever. Sorry. So I downloaded Tinder, and I matched with this dude who was super, super, super attractive. And guess what? He was going to the university I wanted to attend next year. Gasp. So we start talking, and then grade 12 comes around, and I'm like getting ready to graduate, and at this time I'm in my relationship with my ex. And he messages me, and he's like, hey, are you still coming to Mount Royal? And I was like, oh yeah, but I have a boyfriend. This was 2 years ago. And like a month and a half ago, I get this message on Facebook. And it's him. Yeah, it's literally... Yeah, gas. Except now he's not as cute, and he's like 30.
Oh my goodness.
Almost 30. He's like 27. So he was 24 when I started talking to him. I was 17. I know. I'm awful.
Oh my god.
Okay, to be fair, just gotten out of a relationship.
You're like, ah!
Didn't end well. Was with the guy for a year and a half. And that's like a whole other can of worms that I can't even get into right now.
Oh my god.
Because that would turn into like a full-blown therapy session. He had some issues. So this was like my first experience in the dating pool after my year and a half shit show of a relationship. And yeah, I was like, oh, he's really cute. And by the time I'm 18 and actually Mount Royal, what's it gonna matter if he's 25? Yeah, he was weird.
Let's crack that can open. See how that tastes.
He was weird. Probably should have realized when he started talking to a 17-year-old at 24 that he was gonna be weird. But I do this to myself because I then have these stories to tell.
You like living on the edge, don't you?
No, it's a terrifying place to be. You shouldn't join me. So, along with homeboy who decides to go to my Instagram and message me, I have another dude in my Tinder DMs who, oh god, we started talking like 5 months ago. Was the first time we messaged on Tinder, first time we talked. And he asks me what I was up to, and I was like, oh, I'm bored. And then he's like, oh, same. And then he comes out with, have you ever had a hookup? And I'm like, oh, what? And honestly, my parents should probably just stop listening. I said yes. And then he's like, oh, do you want to? And I was like, no, because I didn't. Like, that's not where I'm at with my life. That's not what I wanted. And then he's like, oh, what do you wish you were doing? And I said, sleeping.
Clap back.
So he then messages me. He's like, oh, nice. And then I don't talk to the kid for 2 weeks. He goes out of his way to message me on Tinder and say, LOL, you must be tired.
Why? Why do you...
And monthly, ever since, I get a, hey, how was your day? Hey, what's up? Hey, how are you?
See, and I know people could be like, oh, well, why don't you just block him? It doesn't work like that. They will go and make another account and put pictures that aren't them on their account, and you'll be like, oh, well, maybe this guy's cute. Like, I'll let him follow me, and then, boom, it's the same guy.
Yeah. That one. Ugh. Yeah, I don't get it. And, like, the other thing I don't get about the guys, especially around here, and their Tinder profiles, is, like, always talking about the danger cat.
Yes. Oh my god, I totally knew you were going to mention danger cats. Oh.
I'm not against the danger cats in any way, shape, or form. Like, I fuck with the cats.
Yes.
But I don't. Not with guys that. No. Because it's something else to enjoy watching danger cats and, like, seeing all of the stupid things that people do and, like, the videos they post.
Yes.
Well, I would never want to bring any of you home to my mom. I did that once, and it didn't work well. You've already heard about that. So, like, yeah, the danger cats, they're cool and all, but don't boast it in your Tinder bio.
Yeah, don't flaunt it like it's a good thing. I mean, yes, danger cats is awesome. I agree with her 100%. But danger cats is super greasy.
Yes.
It would be the best, like, the best word to describe it. Yes, everything they post is funny. I agree with most of the things they say because I am just that kind of person that has a sense of humor like that. Like, I go with the flow like how Danger Cats is. But you're so greasy.
Seriously.
Please don't be like, oh yeah, I fuck with the cats, and have, like, the hats, the shirt, go and buy their vodka, have the flag.
Okay, so I don't know what's worse. Walking into a guy's house and he has the Danger Cats flag, or walking into a guy's house and he has the Saturdays are for the boys flag.
Walk into a guy's house and he has both. And a Confederacy flag.
Oh, that's the full redneck trifecta right there.
I mean, red flags.
And the guy I went to high school with. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
Honestly, though, growing up and going to high school in Vulcan, I loved the people I went to school with to an extent, guys. But, like, the parties and the things that we used to do in that town were really messed up.
Yeah.
Like, just really messed up.
I've heard about a lot of messed up parties.
I remember, like, when people were hooked, because, like, out in Vulcan, we always used to bring trailers and stuff, and I remember we would go to parties, and the next thing for, like, a week after parties was hearing about how some guy filmed his friend nailing a chick in his trailer.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, why? Like, why? Honestly. Like, that was just so wrong on so many levels. And, like, we were just awful, awful, awful people. And everybody drove, like, the greasy trucks, and cowboy boots were, like, a staple footwear at my school.
If you weren't wearing jeans and plaid, or if you weren't wearing plaid, it was like, what are you doing? Are you new here?
Literally. Like, I don't know. There's a line, guys, and Danger Cats is where I draw my line when it comes to guys I want to date.
That is like the border line.
Like, yeah, I'll sit there and watch their videos with you, but do not own their shirt, do not own their hat, do not have their flag up in your house if you're asking me to come over. And I swear to God, if you ever tell me your biggest accomplishment is being on Danger Cats, because I've heard it before, you're worse than peaking in high school.
Hey guys, look, I made it on the Cats. You know what? You're probably on the Cats every weekend, so that's not an accomplishment.
Peaking in high school is one thing, but your peak being on Danger Cats is a whole other thing.
Your biggest accomplishment in life should be graduating, getting your diploma from high school or college or university, wherever you get your education at. Not, hey guys, I was on Danger Cats, did you see me?
Oh, and they love themselves for it.
Yeah.
They are so proud.
They'll talk about it for like 2 months.
Oh my, 2 months? At minimum.
Well, depends if you're still talking to them after 2 months.
Okay, but we've already learned that Brooke doesn't learn quick. So yeah, I'm usually still talking to them. This is how I end up, exactly where I end up every single time. See, the other thing about Tinder too is don't have your first picture be your dog.
Or your truck.
Oh my God.
Or like your car.
Or a group picture. Just have it be a nice picture of you. And because honestly, that's where I put my judgment, is that first picture. If your first picture isn't just a picture of you, I'm swiping left no matter what. Like, it's just that simple. I do not care to look through your photos, because chances are if your first photo isn't just a picture of you, you probably don't think you're attractive. And I don't say that to be mean. It's just like, it's a confidence thing. It's 100% a confidence thing. If a guy's first picture is him looking fine as hell, you just know he's confident. Yeah. And there's something about confident. You can be a 6 and confident and be a 10. You can be a 10 and have the worst self-esteem and, like, not think of yourself highly and be, like, a 1. Yeah. Honestly. Every time. Like, every single time.
And in my opinion, like, your first photo, it shouldn't be like a jawline pic or a pic of your abs and your muscles. It should be a nice picture of you. Maybe like a picture from grad, or like not a selfie.
A mom and son photo. I love. Yes. There's something about scrolling through Tinder and seeing a mom and son selfie or like photo that just gets me every time.
And you're like, oh hey, if this guy treats his mom right, then he should treat me right.
Right? You would think. But yeah, like seriously, there's something that gets me every single time about a mom and son photo on Tinder. I'm almost always guaranteed to swipe right because I'm like, aw, that like, just looks so sweet.
Yeah, like he puts in the time to go and see his mom.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's like a family photo.
Yeah.
Like family photos are awesome.
See, like I love guys who love their families. That's always a big thing for me. The other thing I love is when they have super cute kids in their photos.
Yeah.
Like them and a child. But
if it's your child and you're 20, 22.
No, well, I don't have an issue with that. I don't. I don't care if he has a kid or whatever. But at least make me aware of whether or not it's your child.
Yeah.
I was talking to a guy for 2 weeks under the impression that the kid in his Instagram posts And his, like, photos was his little sister. And nope, it was his child. It just...
His little sister.
Nothing said anything that it was his little child. It was just photos of him in this, like...
Yeah.
And she's, like, 5. And he's, like, 23. So I'm sitting here like, okay, it's probably his little sister. It's probably his little sister. It's probably his little sister. And then he hits me with a, no, I have to pick my daughter up from school. I'm like, oh. Okay. Like,
So it is your daughter.
yeah, just a big old plot twist. Like, just let me know it's at least your kid.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen pictures on Tinder, and it's guys with a little kid, and then pictures of guys with their dogs, and then a picture of them standing in front of their truck, and then a group picture, and then there's maybe, like, a picture of their stomach, because they're like, oh, let's throw that in there. I'm not going to say I haven't swiped right on some of them, because yes, I have. And then I will ask them, oh, is that your niece in your picture? Or, oh, is that your sister in that picture? And they're like, no, like, that's my daughter. I'm like, oh, how old's your daughter? And they're like, oh, she's like 3 to 5 years old. I'm like, oh, you don't even know how old your daughter is? And they're like, no, like, oh. And then I'm like, okay, well, it was nice talking to you, nice meeting you. Tell your daughter I say hi. And then I stop talking to them.
See, like, guys with kids don't bother me. They don't at all. There's something that I kind of actually find attractive about some of them, because it kind of shows a sense of responsibility.
Yeah.
But then I also look at some of the guys I know that have kids, and I'm like, okay, maybe not. But I then look at some of the guys I know that have kids, and I see some of them that just put in such a great effort with them and stuff. But, like, yeah, there's one thing about, like, pregnancy scares. It's another thing to be talking to a guy for a couple months and think he has a little sister when really you're about to be stepmommy.
Oh my goodness.
Seriously, though. Like,
I wouldn't, honestly, and even if I was to consider, like, to date a guy with a kid, I wouldn't want to date his kid, or date his kid, meet his kid until I knew that this was the person I wanted to be with. Like, I didn't want to put myself in that little child's life and have them think, oh, like, this person's gonna be here, and then just leave.
yeah.
That's something I couldn't stand doing.
No,
and
completely
I
fair.
wouldn't do it.
No, 100%. See, yeah, like, I don't know. Tinder, it's just be more open, guys. Like, throw something in your bio, because some of you without your bios, like, I hate that.
Mm-hmm.
I hate nothing more than coming across a guy that doesn't have a bio at all.
Or they have, like, 2 pictures.
The worst. The worst. Like, I think the thing is with Tinder is, yeah, it's made for hooking up and stuff, but I don't know. I don't just, like, want to go over and just hook up with a guy. Like, I want to at least know a bit about your personality.
Yeah,
like write me, like, a line or two. Anything other than the Danger Cats or Saturdays are for the boys.
Like, put stuff in there that you would think someone would want to know. Like, what do you want? What
Or
do you like to
something funny.
do in your spare time? If you can make me laugh from something you put in your bio, there is a almost 99% chance I will swipe right just because I laughed at something stupid you put in your bio.
Seriously. Like, funny, confident guys are just one thing that no matter how attractive you are, it honestly doesn't matter. Like, if you aren't funny and confident, I don't care. And that's something you need to still be able to display on Tinder. And some of you guys just don't get that at all. Like, at all. I remember swiping through Tinder and seeing my ex's profile the one time. and he had photos from 2015.
It's 2019.
This was 2018, but still, like, boy.
Update.
Yeah. Like,
Update your profiles if you're still using your Tinder. Don't have pictures from 2015 on your profile.
if you're gonna take anything away from this entire thing, and, like, Tinder guys, make your confidence known on Tinder. Do not have your first photo as an inanimate
object.
Yes, thank you. Don't have it as your dog.
Or your cat. Or your truck.
Have it just as you. Or a family photo.
Yeah.
Like, you or a family photo will work. But anything else is probably going to be a swipe left. Your bio has to have some information. Like, just a little bit at least. Something that's either funny, something that makes me want to talk to you. Do not boast about the danger cats.
Yeah.
Like we said, big fans of them. We do really like them. We just don't like being with guys that want to be them.
Yeah.
That's literally as simple as this.
You're not gonna be the danger cats. Yes, you can support them, but you're not gonna be them.
No.
Please stop trying.
And yeah, just don't. Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't want my boyfriend's greatest accomplishment to be a photo or video of him smashing a beer can off his face.
Or
because at one
butt-chugging.
point that was my life.
Oh, hey guys, I can shotgun a beer in less than 2 seconds. You want to see?
Oh.
Does it anyways? Nope, you don't get the chance.
No, I'm talking camp out with my ex-boyfriend. Lets his friend smash the beer off his head with a helmet and gets knocked out because he wanted to be on Danger Cats.
Oh the cats.
Yeah.
They should do it. As long as it's funny and you guys laugh, they'll laugh.
Yeah, no, so not only did it not get caught on video, he ended up getting put to bed because he got hit so hard over the head with this beer can. He got knocked out into the tent.
Into the tent, like perfectly in the tent.
Oh, no.
On the tent.
Like, into the side of the tent.
Oh, okay. So
like, not
on
into the tent, but yeah, on the tent.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That would have been a sight to see. I wish that was on video.
I mean, there was also the time that I let him smash a can over my head because we wanted to be on the cats. So I'm really just saying this out of experience. I don't want to be with guys that want to be on the cats because I've been there, done that, didn't enjoy it.
Not going back.
Not going back.
Hoping.
Not going back.
Good.
Him and his new girlfriend broke up for like 3 days, and I was like, not going back.
Nah. Learned that lesson the first time around.
No, I really didn't, because we broke up twice, got back together once, and then still saw each other for 4 months after breaking up the second
Oh
time.
my goodness.
Yeah.
So, what, 3 times? 3 times around the track? I'm gonna say 3. We're gonna say 3.
We're gonna go with 3. Drunk Brooke has some different opinions on him. But, you know, Drunk Brooke has different opinions on a lot of people.
So do I, it's okay.
Drunk Brooke gets herself into some situations that shouldn't be discussed. Yeah. So that's really about it we got for Tinder, dating in Lethbridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, just keep these things in mind, honestly, and especially if you're coming to Lethbridge for school or something in the fall, and you're like, oh, hey, I'm gonna have to date guys in this town.
Yeah.
A lot of them are shitty. Some of them are really good. A lot of them aren't.
But please don't let the shitty ones ruin it for all of the good guys, because there are good guys out there. It's just, there are quite a lot.
Few and far between.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Crappy guys.
Yeah.
In Lethbridge.
Yeah. And then, when you're dating in Lethbridge, remember, it's a small town. Everybody's gonna know.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, you're gonna go to the bar, you're gonna see your ex. Don't follow your ex around. But you're gonna probably see them. Don't make it an awful night for them.
Mm-hmm. Try and have your own fun.
Yeah. Exactly.
Just try and completely forget that they're there and enjoy your time. Don't dread on the thought of, oh, this person's here and I'm going to let myself be down on that now, because then everyone else in your group is going to sense that, and then their night's going to go down, and then everyone's just going to want to leave early.
Seriously, though. And, like, the other thing, too, is when you're dating in Lethbridge, guys, if you're gonna treat a girl like crap, she's gonna tell her friends. So just remember this. Every girl you screw over in this town has told, like, 6 of her girlfriends, and it's always gonna circle back.
And because those 6 girlfriends know, like, another 6 other girls, it will spread around quick.
Yeah.
And yes, sometimes the story might get twisted or turned.
100%.
But if you think there is something misleading from what you have heard, don't go and talk to someone else about it. Come and talk to me about it. Because then I can tell you, yes, that's true, or no, I didn't say that.
Yeah, exactly. But, like, yeah, seriously, like, if you're gonna screw girls over in a small town, expect people to know your reputation. And I don't think a lot of guys understand that either. Because, like I said, there's those guys that we always see at the bar.
Yeah.
And I couldn't tell you what any of their names... Or, sorry, I could tell you what one of their names are. But that's because I matched with him on Tinder. But, honestly, I see them every weekend with a different girl. Every weekend. We all know the shit you guys are pulling. We all think you're trash for doing it.
We can all see it.
The liquor just decides that when you're doing it, it's fine. But it's not.
And you'll wake up the next morning and be like, I remember that from last night.
Or sometimes you don't remember that from last night. But, you know, personal experience.
Yeah, I've been there quite a few times.
Oh, I know. But it's fine. It's all fine.
It's fine. It's all good.
Yeah, and guys, just, like, stop with the ghosting thing. Be upfront. If you've got an issue, just tell us.
Yeah.
It's so much more appreciated than us watching you slowly lose interest. And then, like, all of a sudden we just don't talk anymore. And your hoodie's still, like, in my closet, and I'm like, oh, should I message him to, like, get it back? Well, no, because he probably wouldn't reply anyway.
Probably. He'd open it, and if his texts are on, like, oh, you can see when they've read it.
Yeah.
You see that they've read it, like, 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago, and you're like, okay, I guess I'm not getting that hoodie back. I really wanted that, but alright.
And, like, I mean, if it ends up in my closet for any longer than a month, it might just go up in flames.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, Mark?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all we really have for you tonight.
Yeah.
Just don't be a piece of shit. Fix your Tinder, guys. And yeah, when you go to the bars, be safe, be with friends, don't get any bad cabs. Make sure you get a cab or a DD. Be safe, be smart.
Travel in groups.
Yes.
Let your friends know once you're home if you didn't travel with them.
Yes. I'm awful for that. I don't let any... You would know.
Yes, I
You
would know.
Because every time I leave the bar, it's Brooke. Let me know when you get home.
Let me know once you're home. Yeah, okay, I'll text you once I'm home. 3 hours later, I'm texting her, Brooke, did you make it home? Yeah. When did you make it home? Like 2 o'clock. Oh, gee, thanks for letting me know. It's now 5:30 in the morning. Thanks.
Or the odd time where I just don't reply until 12 o'clock the next day.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, did you make it home? And it's like, oh, no.
No, I stayed at so-and-so's place. Oh, thanks for letting me know that you were in a bed, not in the ditch somewhere.
I know. I'm terrible, but it's fine.
It's fine.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in with us on Social Effects here at Jess FM. You can catch us again on YouTube, Facebook Live, jessfm.ca, or on the app for Android or iPhones. I'm Brooklyn May.
I'm Morgan Bain.
Thank you. Have a good night, guys.